It's a real girl birthday today. Yeah, it's a real queen birthday today. What's up, everybody? Yes, it's a real queen birthday today, right? We ain't playing with these motherfuckers out here today. We not playing with them, right? The extra was needed just now. He pulled that ass up. People like to play with you all day. So today I'm going to tell my story, my life story. I got until 10 o'clock, like 10 o'clock ish, right, to tell my story. Now the thing is, today, my city, Baltimore City, got me going to court to dispute some tickets, which is okay because I'm gonna use it to my advantage. It's a lot of things that's been going on with traffic that I feel I need to bring to the judge's attention. So that's fine. But let's talk about how I got to who I am. Now, this morning when first got on, if you looked at my live, I did talk about my childhood, growing up, in middle school. I really didn't. Let me start over, okay? Because I had to take care of something. So hopefully within this time, I could kind of give you a little bit of history. So filling in the blank. So, okay. As a kid, very talented. I was a star seed from the beginning, very observant, amongst other things, talented. Reading. When I tell you, the one thing that parents before used to do was reading their motherfucking kids' books. These kids don't read books nowadays, and you can tell that, when it comes to like longevity with speech. But man, I was blessed to have a mom, an old school mom. She was super traditional because even when I got pregnant, not traditional, but like superstitious. She would be like, don't raise your hands above your head because the umbilical cord is going to wrap around the baby neck, stuff like that. She was very superstitious, like, don't scream at mice. Your baby's going to come out looking like a mouse. And I'm like, oh my gosh, my son was hairy when he came out. I'm like, oh my gosh, is this why? Is he like part mouse or something? And then I used to hear, that stuff used to make me hear, because I had a very vivid imagination. I would hear mice. I would hear meese. So, but yeah, growing up, as a baby, I was told a story that I ran away as a kid. I probably was about a couple of, like, I would say when you can crawl, so probably 8 months, 6 months. And I ran away, crawled away up to my neighbors' houses, up the street. And I remember, I don't know why I kind of remember vividly, like crawling. It seemed like a dream. I crawled up the steps, even to their house, and then they would feed me like applesauce. They would call me applesauce cheeks because they said my cheeks always looked like they were stuffed with stuff. So, as I got older, I found that I really had a passion for food. I don't know, like, if these, well, you know what? I do remember one time. It was my stepfather and my mom. I was probably like 10. I was a kid, like 9, 10. They did used to overfeed me, They knew that I was greedy. I don't know how the greed started, right? Was it because my mom used to naturally make me big plates of food? Was somebody overfeeding me on purpose? I went through a lot of abuse, and I really would connect that abuse, the overfeeding or whatever to abuse, because the same with scary movies. When I was made to watch scary movies, I connect that with abuse as well. And that's why, like, my anger is connected to gore. And a lot of people don't know that, but I'm realizing, because it's like when I get angry, why can't I? It's hard to stop it, and then my mind goes into a dark place. Why is it always, it's almost like my mind is always, kind of like think about not thinking about it, but it slips in that realm of gore. Like, what the hell is so weird? So there's that. Growing up, I used to watch a lot of TV. That's when I first learned about having a crook in your neck and looking at the TV too damn. This is why it be accidents. These people like to pile the fuck up in clusters and be all up on people's back. Like, this is why I done seen an accident already this morning. Because people can't drive. Meanwhile, there's a whole fucking lane over there. People can literally just go in that lane. But everybody want to come over here and cluster up. Like, get the fuck away from me. Get away from me. Y'all can't fucking drive like... Yo. It's crazy. Anyway, you got these people coming over here, can't fucking drive, trying to fucking cut me off and shit. Bitch, you can't even fucking drive. Like, stay the fuck away from me. Stay the fuck away. Like, anyway, so, I've always had, like, well, let me be honest. Middle school, when I got to middle school, that was my first time really around diversity. Really around, like, white people, Indian people, blacks, of course, other blacks I was around. But the other people, like the Indians, there was no Hispanics, there was no Asians. It was Indians, like the kid Montpreet, Sonny. I remember Montpreet, and oh my gosh, I never knew he was that bad when we was young. Like, they used to be selling drugs and everything in middle school. I never knew he was that bad. And it was Montpreet, and it was Ravi. I remember them, Ravi and Monty. Man, so, and then we had Eric Kroll. My friends was more interested in, like, they was more interested in, like, the things that, like, how I looked. Like, I remember me and my white friends looking at each other like, can I touch your hand? Can I touch your arm? Can I touch your hair? Because we was just so different from each other. It was a really, really, really crazy experience just to, like, be in class. But that's how it was. We was really, like, observant of our skin textures back then. Like, I don't know, for us to be in the first grade, boy, we was definitely, like, very observant. And, school was different. We had teachers that was dedicated. They was older teachers. They taught us lessons. And with those lessons, oh, I'm supposed to be over here. Fuck. With those lessons, we learned some valuable things that kind of stuck with us. Like, I remember this one that we did. It was called Around the World. It was a lesson that we did called Around the World, where we could bring a dish from whatever country that we represented. We could pick a country, and we had to dress like it and bring a dish from there. And I picked Italian. What the fuck is wrong with these? This is why these motherfuckers be getting into like road collisions. Oh my gosh, I can see it. I have to just stay away from people. Pennsylvania tags, Virginia tags, all these tags. Like, motherfuckers reckless as shit. And be the first one as soon as you turn the corner, flipped up upside down somewhere. Like, that's the crazy part. So anyway, you get over in one lane now, everybody want to get over in the same lane. Like, this is the shit I'm talking about. This is what I'm gonna show to the judge too. Prime example. I'm gonna screenshot it. Fucking weirdo and shit. Looking like he howled for whatever the fuck they eat in their country. Anyway, yep, I got a lot of stuff to show to the judge. His city workers, look at the trucks. Let's see. or city worker trucks and shit. So anyway, once I got to, I feel like middle school it really expanded. Like, and it's crazy to say early middle school really expanded my mind. Like, I remember this one kid named Yuri. He was Russian. He was black Russian. And I don't know, he had like a rough upbringing, man. Like, I remember we used to be in class. He was in there, he had this like puffer coat on and shit, and no shoes and socks. He used to be in there playing with his feet. And I think he pooped on himself one time. His ass wound up going in the bathroom, asking to use the bathroom, going in the bathroom, and jumping out the middle school window, the bathroom window on the second floor. I don't know what was going on with Yuri back then, but yeah, he had a lot of struggles. I remember his mom was like Russian, Of course, she was a black Russian, like light skin. They had the black hair. Then I remember it was this boy named Daryl when I went to fourth grade. Daryl was as sassy as hell in the fourth grade, y'all. I remember he was dancing like a ballet dancer and shit. He he was the first boy that I knew that could stand on both of his toes. And he used to wear like these fat tennis shoes. And we used to go out on the blacktop. He used to get up on both of his tennis shoes like a ballet dancer. I forgot the song we used to sing in middle school. But that was the first year in fourth grade. But yeah, I mean, I remember characters like that I will never forget. And I'm pretty sure some people probably still remember me. That's not spying on me, by the way. These people I just remember from back then. They're not like, oh, I seen them looking at my story and didn't say anything for 90 consecutive days. Like, nope, not that one. Not those people. I'm talking about the cool people I remember, Then I remember some kids used to be so freaking like, wow, like a little boy with the leather coat in my class. Like, I'm looking at some of these kids like they already grown. I'm coming to class with bow rats and braids and stuff. Like, that's one thing about me. Everybody used to always look forward for me to come to class because they loved my hair. They used to look forward to the way my mom did my hair. So, being a star young was something that I was used to. People they loved my hair. I had my mom. She used to not volunteer, but volunteer or work up to school as a substitute. My grandma used to be the crossing guard. So it was like, it just came full-fledged to me. Like, this is your life. Like, so, and I was always engaged in something. Like I said, the dramatic reading contest. I was your girl. I'm there. I'm giving them actions. I'm giving them like how Nicki Minaj was. Like, I remember I was up there doing that shit. What else? The dramatic reading, and then we would have talent shows. So, I would go down. Me and the girl Sharice, we would be in the back. We would practice and stuff. I remember one year my cousin Devin, he wound up coming to my middle school. I think it was like my 5th or 6th grade year or something. That was so cool. So he used to see how we would perform. I remember he was like, I don't know who was singing, but y'all was trying to harmonize and sing with screeching cats. I was dying laughing because I know the part he was talking about. I know what he was talking about, but we had so much fun. We had so much fun or whatever. Okay, so that's middle school life. I was also very smart in middle school. I was about to be able to play piano. I don't know like what actually happened with that. Was it like me or my parents? And I really feel like even though it could have been me, like, I don't want to do this, it still weighed on my parents. This is the times, like, when I'm resistant to things, the times that you're supposed to push me to be great. But parents, they don't do that. They allow the kids resistance to have them be lazy, or lackluster. Like, okay, I just won't push you. You just won't do it. Yo, I wish I would have fucking learned. I only know one little song that I taught myself on piano when I was in my early 20s. It goes dun 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. You can hear how basic that. Yeah, I was literally like dun, 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 dun. I tried to get a little slick with the dun, 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 dun. You can tell that's like two keys, right? So that's how. So I'm like, yo, I got my first hit with the piano, with the keyboard. That's what I taught myself. Bam. I don't even know today, like if I was to try to remember what keys I was pressing back then, what I remember. It's just so crazy how when you can't continue a craft, you know what I'm saying? Stay away. Stay the fuck away. Y'all Jamaican, African, skinny booty jigger butts, whatever the fuck y'all booty scratchers is. Then when you get close, they be like scratching their head. Like, stay your reckless ass away from me. Stay the fuck away. Like, not even in traffic. Not even in traffic. God damn. So anyway, yeah, middle school, I excelled in a lot of classes. I had some of the greatest teachers. Miss Gaither was like one of the greatest freaking teachers ever. Miss Gaither, she was an older teacher. We had older teachers back then, but I'm telling you, like, they taught with a passion. Like, we watched a lot of movies. You know, they gave us hope. They gave us real hope. What else? My class was blended. I was like with older students too, some of my classes, because I was that damn smart. Then once we got into high school was so different. So fucking different for me. Oh, one thing. In middle school, I had my first fight, but I was a fighter as a kid. I was a natural fighter. I was like a warrior type of fighter. I remember, and I told you guys the story when I was getting jumped outside, even though they was playing. Like, I'm still fighting two girls. Like, I'm slinging bitches. Like, I just remember, and then I remember my mother down by our apartment calling me like, Shauna, come on. I'm like, hold up. Wait a minute, I'm coming. And I'm still fighting these bitches. Like, so that's the type of person I grew up around my boy cousins. Like, we used to fight all the time. My cousin mother was in the military, you know, so he would get his ass kicked military style and tell us all the horrible shit. And we and growing up, my stepdad would make us fight each other. He would make us put karate shit on and fight. So that's what we did. I remember fighting my cousin Gerard. I think he's still mad at me to this day because I picked his ass up. He used to suck a pacifier for a long time. Like, why is you 5 sucking a pacifier, bitch? Yo, that shit, I guess a kind of bully a little bit. And I picked his ass up. Look, they better not hit them ducks. I picked his ass up off that couch and picked him up in the air. Boom. I used to be doing all, and then I remember my cousin Devin, he did get me good. He kicked me in my head like, and I remember my forehead tingling. Then that's when I got his ass and kicked him down the step like, yeah, we used to be in that bitch fighting. So when my mom I remember her telling me like, yeah, I didn't never want you to fight or whatever. Like, calm your Chinese double neck ass down. Don't follow me. Don't keep following me. Don't keep doing that shit, bitch. Whatever the fuck you is in there. Y'all be trying to be smart and shit. 2 niggas in a car. Take your motherfucking thick double truffle neck ass on. Trying to press up on me. All right. now I can focus. Shining, 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 yeah. All of this winning. All right. So now I took the time last night to my opponent said, why can't I just get it straight? It's just always like puffy right here. Look at the police follow me. Okay, that's fine. You can follow me, son. Long as it ain't that dumb bitch. Look, he saw me yelling. The police see me yelling at the men. Oh fuck! I didn't know I was being followed by two trucks. All right, back to my story. So yeah, middle school really built me. It really, really built me for the person that I started off to be. Like, it built the person that I am, my creative bug. Fourth grade was definitely prominent in my life. Yo, I wanted to be like a news reporter so bad. When I would go into the bathroom and go use the bathroom, I would like take the air freshener bottles and read them in a news reporter voice. I loved reading. Like, reading was anytime, any opportunity that I got to read, I would read. Then, especially like reading out loud and stuff like that, it built my confidence. Doing plays, man. Once I got to high school, man, oh my gosh, I went to City College and I went to Parkville. Both two different experiences, but again, they opened me up to the person that I am, especially City. Both of them. County's education is always good. Like, they always have access to resources, and the resources was the news station. So it was like, damn, it's so crazy how they got these news people to come and do a summer camp for us. And I was actually able to we built and developed a news set. We had to cast our set and create production and all of this stuff. And I was able to see that very, very young. So fourth grade, look at this fucking, fourth grade really taught me a lot. I was very, very, very open to, exploration. We learned about space and all of that stuff. Hey, oh, hey, thank you. Thank you. That's like the second happy birthday I got. Like, I'm making my day. So that's why I'm like telling my story. Then, once I got into high school and, I told you guys about band camp. That was the first thing I was in. I played the trombone. Oh no, I'm not talking to you. Y'all, see, this is definitely somebody trying to, these pathetic people. Anyway, so by the way, you guys on YouTube, you've seen yesterday how I said you got the Jamaicans, the stalkers, Fonte, Dante, the weird people that's following me. They want my day to revolve, want me to think about them so bad, like they relentless. So they got all these kids trying to make it seem like I'm a pedophile. Because I went and I probably exposed them by talking about the Nature Boy thing. So now they got all these kids popping up. Anyway, so once I get to high school, now I'm able to do more things. I'm in band camp. I'm doing things like learning about different languages. We went to high school and they were still teaching Latin. Latin is one of the lost languages. And what is it, like the Romance language? So it expired, and we was learning all about Latin. I had a whole course on Latin. I remember some of the words, like for medicine, it was medicus. Um, for our whole like alma mater actually was in Latin. So it's fida, meum, obligo, vexilo, civitatium, dui dindi. Oh, I forgot all of it. But yeah, we learned Latin. So I still kind of remember that. I was able to see, like, in city, you had like your bullies, but the bullies in city was like kids of parents who was lawyers or judges. So I would have like debates and speech and debate. And I remember like one of these guys or whatever, one of these guys, he was in speech and debate or whatever, and it was a girl. She just thought she was all this and that. And when I tell you, right, when I tell you about to fight over whatever was going on in my class, that's when I first knew about like people being, I never knew back then he was had sugar in his tank. You know, like when you young like that, you never really pick up on it. But then like later on, you're like, oh, that's why. So I was actually able to see things like that. It's so crazy. Um, and then, by the way, my content is made and I press that not for anyone under 18. So if someone's on here and they shouldn't be, that falls on your parent. If I'm talking about slapping hoes and how your parents are weird because they allow you, first of all, you should be in fucking school and shit like that, and they allow you up here, like that falls on your bullshit ass parents. Like your parents, you have bad fucking parents, and they should be in jail right now for allowing you to be online trying to troll people. And honestly, they're growing you up to be a very bad person. If you're doing this young, then you have nothing. Like, you're going to be a very, very bad person growing up, okay? So I just want you to talk about, I just want you to understand, like, your parents are trash. So thank you for disappearing like your little ass should have. Shouldn't no kids be on my post talking to me? I don't talk to fucking kids. But your parents are probably pedophiles, so they're very, very disturbed because I talked about a cult that had pedophiles and shit in it. So now they're getting kids to come on my post, which is self-explanatory. So I'm not even too worried about that. Your parents are going to wind up getting in fucking trouble. So anyway, in middle school, I did not get into fights. I was kind of like, trying to figure myself out. It was a lot of things to get into, modeling, career wise, in my career, like I could have started that early. And so I was introduced to being a flight attendant. And you know what I'm saying? Like when I'm doing this flight attendant thing in the ninth grade, again, this is when I needed my mom's support. I didn't have a lot of support. I had a lot of chaos growing up, a lot of fighting in my background. And then there was things that happened to me. And I'm not going to share those truly darker times. It's not the time, especially when you got nutcases going around stalking your page and shit still. Like, fuck them. I'm still going to have an amazing day and celebrate with the people that love me. Fuck all these haters. Fuck all these people that's using children. You know what I'm saying? Their children, they don't even know the karma that they are getting because they're being bad fucking parents. And they talk about me. They're exposing themselves. But anyway, I'm gonna have a very great day. I look good. A lot of these people, they mad about that. I've always looked young, and I used to be mad young because I used my voice. I sung. So singing and all of these things, using my voice. It stuck out to me. I love doing it, but then hearing my voice, I hated it. I felt like, damn, I sound so young. Like, I hate my voice. And then looking young, I hated looking young. But now I appreciate it. I really value the fact that, the Most High preserved me because he knew I was going to have to go through a whole bunch of bullshit. And he didn't want me to have to succumb to people who self-proclaimed gods, right? He didn't want me to have to succumb to some self-proclaimed gods. And, he wanted me to be a testimony. So he continued to preserve me so that I could look good through the worst times ever. You know what I'm saying? And that's fine. I'm well with that. I'm good with that. And, this is why I use my voice as much as I can to make sure that my impact continues, is going to spread. And especially knowing that I have people that are looking at me for better or worse. All I continue to do is be myself and put myself out there. And it's going to fizzle. Like, I already know it's in God's plan. It's in the promise. So, celebrate myself starting off today. I felt like it's a Wednesday, it's my birthday, I gotta go to court. You know what? Let me start off by motherfucking letting motherfuckers know what time it is, just in case they didn't see me. Let them see me. Let them see me in this yellow. Let them see how good I look, and let them know it's my birthday. So all my haters, despite of their bullshit plans, because they're miserable, dried up, and crusty, right? They're miserable, dried up, and crusty. They can literally see everybody wish me a happy fucking birthday while they're mad. Because it never works the way you want it to. You're not a fucking God in my life. You're a God in your life and to the people that you want it to be. But anyway, so in high school, I would have been, I feel like this is when every child needs the pressure. Like when people are like, hey, or kids are like, I don't want to do this. First of all, you transitioning from middle school into high school. And, for me, I was always goal oriented, which is why with the music, like I didn't need nobody to put a gun in my back to do music. Like I was literally in my room. It was my passion. Damn, that's a big ass officer. He looked like a soldier. And I'm like, golly, there's no way that I could drop this creativity. It never stopped. I was in plays. I remember I did poetic justice in middle school. Um, we did Grease. We did. Oh my gosh. Uh, 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 uh. Children of. I remember the song we did. We are the sun. We are the sun. We are the sun from Africa to America. We are the sun. And then this boy named Jude, he played the drums like do 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 do. And every time like he would play the drum, then that's when a new chosen one. Like they knew we was chosen back in middle school. We would go up and read like, my name is Shoshana. Da 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 da. And did it like I would read, my little biography, and we would introduce ourselves to who we are, like, and then there was another kid, they would step up and do it under the song "We Are the Sun." Do 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 do. I remember so fucking much. Oh, thank you for that memory, God. Thank you. That was so good. So we would do things like that. Those messages are still in my heart to the day, and which is why I can still remember a lot of my middle school friends. Like those are friends that I probably will never see again, but I remember experiencing a wonderful time with. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I keep going back to middle school because I feel like that's when we really was with our soul tribe. Like, my middle school was so diverse and we had kids from everywhere. And I feel like, yeah, like, despite us, some of us having bad upbringings, like I remember like with the kid Yuri. And then there was this one girl named Joanna. She was she lived in the apartments I lived in. Oh no, that was middle school. It was another girl named Rain before that. That was the girl that thought okay. We used to have these cupcakes that looked like people bit them, and her mom packed her those cupcakes, and she was like, so she was crying, her face was flooding because she thought somebody bit her cupcake. But it was another girl, and I can't remember her name. We lived in these apartments like in a complex, and she lived in the same complex. They was Muslims, I believe, because I remember her having head wraps or something. Roaches had crawled in her ear while she was asleep, and I remember like she had an infestation in her head. It was a lot of things, a lot of shit we was introduced to in middle school. I don't know why I keep going back to that. But then we got high school, finding myself learning that a lot of people can be fake, because for me, I'm a person that like to build upon things. If I don't see a problem, then I just continue to move forward. If I see a problem, then I can if I do see a problem, then I solve it and continue to move forward, right? But with a lot of people, they had big sisters, they had bad parents, people around them that was influential. I didn't have that. So I'm like a kid with big bug eyes, bright eyes, just in exploration stage. And I would do things. I mean, the worst that I would do was like one day I dropped water on this bald head man head from the balcony. I would listen to my inner thoughts. Like I would live those things. And other than that, like I was very green to things. Like I grew up very age appropriately until I was subjected to, outside life, people around me again, street people, even though they my neighbors or whatever, they got it's a different lifestyle than being in school. That mixed with home life, my mom beating the shit out me, stomping me, locking me in my room for months with the skeleton key, listening to everybody downstairs have a fucking ball while I'm in a room. It developed my dark side. It developed my dark side. And it was even to the point where I also, just like a lot of the times, dark times I went through now, I also had I also I didn't want to be here anymore, but I never did that. Like, I feel like younger was a easier time to go and do that to yourself because, especially when you feel hopeless, you locked in your room because you really don't have any support. So, even if I was supposed to go prematurely, then I feel like it would have happened. No one that proclaimed themselves as God that formulates a plan gets to choose when the fuck my expiration date is. You know what I'm saying? I've been through things that would have folded or became a whole new version of themselves, a lower version, just because of the pressures and going through it alone. And even having responsibilities. I see people, they complain and cry just about having autistic children. Well, imagine having an autistic child and being homeless and put out on the street and having to live in your car or find somewhere to live. You know what I'm saying? That's a lot. Having an autistic child, maybe center your focus around it more, and then it won't be so hard because then you'll learn your child. You'll learn what he needs. You'll learn what she needs. You'll learn how to operate with it. It won't be so frustrating. Take your rest. Take your you're smoking your blunt or whatever, go take a nap, read a book, take a shower, do whatever it is to recover, but focus your time on the thing that's the hardest so that you can solve the problem. What do you do in video games when the level is too hard? Do you find cheat codes, or do you fucking continue to play and play and play and lose and lose and lose until you finally beat the board? It might take fucking weeks, you know? But that's what we do because it's an incentive. And that's the same way we got to start looking at our children or the obstacles that's in our lives. As soon as we get through it, it's a chance for growth and it incentivizes our future because now we know what to do. Now we can be poised in these crazy situations. So, one of the things that I one of the things, well, I'm not even going to get into that because these motherfucking weak ass bitches try to sit up here and watch my lives for the purposes of studying me so that they could try to learn shit about me. Like, it's weird. Anyway, I enjoyed writing and music when I was in high school. When I was in city, I was misunderstood. I was thrown into city. Like, I wasn't really taught how to dress. I wasn't taught how to take care of myself, about keeping myself up. So, I'm going in there with rainbow matching outfits on. I'm still a kid. I'm chubby. I remember wearing this two-piece army fatigue red pants set. It was pants and a t-shirt, a baby tee, and like bell bottom looking pants. And they was calling me a brick house. They was teasing me. I mean, it was the worst in middle school. Nobody really embraced me. And which is why people, I guess the kids in high school, which is why the kids from middle school, they kind of like shunned away from me because of the way I dressed. And look, this person is like, "Ooh, let me come so I can learn some things." Man, fuck you. For real. You're a clown. You're a horrible person, and all the karma is right. Um so, things happen, and it was like, I had to learn how to grow beyond that and understand. That's why, like, the things that I went through for my daughter, I would never want her to go through that. Like, automatically, I identified them as her parent. Like, hey, I used to go through that too. Let's fix it. This is what happens. So don't be upset. It's a struggle, but you start early. You get better. You observe, learn what you like. So we won't be repeating the generational curses. That's how you break those. Um, what else? I became, once I was in city, I made a lot of wrong decisions. And I feel because I didn't know how to maintain school life. You know, Middle school, a lot of parents don't really understand that middle school to high school is a transition. And if they already have a tough life growing up, they won't have the keys to transition them into the step before adulthood, which is high school. You get opportunities of growth. And if you still being beat and told you a little girl and this, that, or the other, you're going to be super suppressed, especially around other high schoolers whose parents actually support their growth and support their steps and milestones and shit like that, right? It's crazy. So you start feeling like a child even within being a child, and you start to suppress yourself. You get quiet, eerily quiet. You don't have a voice around opinionated kids. Things like that tend to happen because you get shut down in so many ways. And that's how it happened. Like, I was shut down. I was getting kicked out of school. I mean, kicked out of my house, going to school, and they having ceremonies, Christmas ceremonies, and people like, I hope you have a good break spending time with your family, and da da da. And I'm in there crying. I'm in the ninth grade, and I remember I had a big sister named Corinne, in the 11th grade, and she used to support me a lot in middle school. It was just so, and I remember like times I would get kicked out my house. I had her the house to go to, like, and by her being older, was introduced to older things. But I always just had like some type of support system as a kid, even though it didn't come from home. And I appreciated that because the Most High always put people into my life that understood who I was. They supported me. It was almost like angels or whatever. Once I, got into the 10th grade, I struggled academically. And, I believe that was the ninth grade where we started hooking fucking school. We was hooking school like shit. And that's what got me kicked out. So 10th grade, after 10th grade, I did not go back to city, and I went to Parkville. Parkville was like Dawson's Creek. It was a whole nother life. It was the county life. Oh yeah, I'm gonna get me something to eat. I'm hungry, so my stomach burning. I could wait for the evening, the afternoon, but it's like, so I'm not going to take the full 2 hours. I'm not. Okay, so Parkville was different. You had a lot of white kids. I was still used to being around black people. Like, even going to city, it was a black school. You had white kids sprinkled here and there, but it was predominantly black. You could go and see black people. So it was in the hood. And I remember one time, we was across the street from 33rd and Alameda. I was on a bus stop, and this the first time I seen somebody get jumped. And I was on a bus stop with this dude named Dominic. Dominic went to They went to like, Lake Clifton or Mervo, one of the schools. But I know they was even worse than my school. And his best friend, Chad, had wound up getting jumped in the bathroom the day before. But they didn't even jump Chad that much. They pulled Chad's t-shirt over his head and plucked him in his lip. And he had like a little plump man. And I think Dominic jumped in it. So the next day, I'm walking to the bus stop. I'm on a bus stop, wait for the bus. Dominic come from over the hill. Like, he lived behind my school, so he would walk over the hill. He on a bus stop with me. So, we on a bus stop or whatever. Why do I feel like now I see, like, people is hella weird. And it's always females, like, smoking cigarettes. Y'all gotta be having cancer by now. Y'all got cancer. But I need to get me something to eat anyway. That's what I'm gonna do. I don't know what's over here, but I'm gonna find me hopefully a Panera bread. That's what I want. Yesterday I went there. I wanted soup and hold one second. Panera bread. Ain't no damn Panera bread. Ain't no damn Panera bread. Oh no, baby. Okay, so yeah, like, literally going to Parkville was so different. White kids. I mean, people was smoking cigarettes. Nobody in no damn city was smoking cigarettes. They was not smoking no damn cigarettes. When I tell you, these kids outside smoke break The lunches was better, y'all. Like I was able to get hot lunch, like subs. Them subs used to be like Subway. Okay, we was. It was good. Hitachi. I'm sorry, I'm not a Hitachi. Oh, they got Harvest Fair and shit. Harvest Fair. Oh, let me go this way. All right. What's around here? So yeah, like, so that's when I was like doing plays, still in high school. You know, I'm doing plays. Oh, the jumping of Dominic oh my gosh, I'm on the corner talking to Dominic on the bus stop waiting. Next thing you know, you just see these boys walking from across the street, and they looked like grown men to me because I was, what grade? I was like in the ninth. I think I was in the ninth grade. They look like grown ass men coming across the street. And next thing you know, like, that boy swung and punched Dominic in the face. In his swing, I could feel the wind go across my face from his swing to Dominic's face. And they fucking beat his ass. Like, they stomped the fuck out of him. Like, he was trying to pull out a pocket knife. They took his knife and stabbed his ass with it. I wonder if I could go this way. They stabbed him with his own knife in his back. It was so crazy, man. It was insane. Oh yeah, I can. It was so crazy. This boy got his ass beat, y'all. Like, I was fucking just watching, like, damn. I probably would have cried as an adult. Because I remember as an adult, this other boy that I was with named Chicken got jumped on the hill. Like, how do boys just pull up and jump you, nigga? Like, why is this happening while I'm here? And I was just sitting in the grass. Like, he was like, come on. I'm like, no. I was so dramatic. No, you're jumped. Ain't nothing to eat in there. You're jumped, chicken. No. I was so hurt that man got jumped. So Dominic got up, like, his ass ain't make it to his dentist appointment. He got up and ran home. I was like, this is crazy, yo. That shit is fucking crazy. I got on the bus. It used to be this boy I used to see all the time, like, damn, yo, I seen that shit. They did it. I'm like, yes, that's the first time I seen it. They beat the brakes. They beat him so bad, they had to put him in ICU. I remember after he didn't come home, he was in ICU, critical condition. I think they punctured a lung or something and everything. Man, he was in the hospital for like a week or two. We started talking. When he got home, his face is all busted and fucked up. He trying to kiss, and like, if you don't go here, a boy gonna be a boy. I swear. All right, so what else? Then, you know, Dawson Creek life. It was like, we got the Parkville and shit. It was like, yeah, they named me Ashanti. This when I used to rock the 24-inch hair. This for the 30 inches came. 24, 26-inch hair. Black, long bust down. It wasn't a bust down, but it was a, you know what I'm saying? And the older girls, like, you think you Ashanti. They got this girl to tell me off the bus that I thought I was Ashanti. Like, I'm just like, what? Like, y'all bitches think I'm Ashanti. That's one thing about bitches. Like, they see you first. And then they come up in their mind, their imagination start to fuck with her, like, you weirded out and shit. Now y'all obsessed and don't want nobody, no good looking men to see you, because you want everybody to know. They know about you, girl. Apparently it ain't good enough. Damn, move on. Move the fuck on. They want to see about me. Come see about me. So y'all want to come over there and be mean girls and bullies. Like, get the fuck on, son. Get the fuck on. Shit is whack. So, yup, that's how whack they was. Calling me Ashanti, trying to bully me and all, saying I look like I think I look like Ashanti. School, I mean, when I was in class, y'all, This when I was in science, we had like 8 classes as compared to, I think our class schedules was different. Yo, one day I come to class, I think I was I in the 10th or 11th grade then? Oh yeah, I was in the 11th grade. And this when I'm coming to class, I'm in my history class, I think, or my science class. And the teacher cut the TV on, and this when 9/11 it was 9/11 happened. Everything downtown was getting bombed. I was It was so crazy. I didn't know what was going on. And let me tell you something. It was crazy, y'all. I didn't know what the fuck was going on. Because when that happened, it was so many people getting called out of class. The baddest boy in my class, Kyle Joseph, got called out early. I'm like, what is going on? I ain't know nothing. Like all the Eastside kids was in the hallway. I'm like, what is going on? What is really happening? What is really happening out here? You know? Oh my gosh. You ain't put a little dent on my door, did you? A little.
No.
Okay.
Come check out.
Let me just move over.
I'm sorry, kid.
All right. Thank you for being so nice and kind and sincere with your big booty. He said, I'm sorry, Kay. Thank you. I've had men apologize to me for the last couple days. I told y'all you're going to be having to apologize to me. And they've been really genuine and nice. I love that. I didn't realize I take part accountability. I wasn't over the line, but I wasn't over the line. Let me see. Okay. But he pulled up fast as shit. But I do understand he probably doing Grubhub. When you do Grubhub, it's like you get a instant boost, like energy, like you be wanting to hurry up, like. Oh, look at the two clowns looking, Mr. and Mrs. Clown. Anyway, so, whoo. Come see about me, baby. Come on now, come see about me. All right. What else? Okay, so yeah, high school. Oh my gosh, the lunches was good. This is when, and they still do it to this day. The kids wear pajamas to school. Why? Like the county culture is wearing pajama pants to school. Like they still do that shit to this motherfucking day, which is so crazy. Like they wearing motherfucking. I'm like, that's insane. That's a trend. I don't know. Y'all gotta tell me what's the history on county people wearing pajamas to school, okay? Then you got that. I was in Poetic Justice, I was Janet Jackson. I got my little play vibes on. What else? That Parkville, I still kind of got friends from there that not really friends, but people that recognize me, from Parkville. And that's still cool. I'm not going to tell y'all what happened, but one of the people that I know that went to Parkville, he checked on me. So, like I said, I was aligned with really, really good people. I didn't have the characteristics of being like sticking with people. Cause it's like people I remember that I was like, damn, I should have plugged them in my life. I didn't. I just, people was expendable back then. We don't never really think about valuing people, keeping people around that's cool, that, we just kind of like let them go off. And I did. And not only that, the trauma in my life created like tears in time to where as though I couldn't really hold on to people like I wanted to. Even one of the things that really helped me together and built my life was music. I forgot about music at a certain point because of the trauma that I went through, just being put out on the streets and constantly. That shit was happening in middle school. In high school. And then when I think about it and I look at my daughter and I'm like, yo, I couldn't do that shit. But it's crazy because generational curses are real. And as a young adult growing up with a child that was a kid, my son, my first child, it that is where I learned my all my lessons, because a lot of the things that I didn't heal from, being abused and put out and all of these things, you know, I adopted as a young parent. I didn't know any better. And as I live life, I'm seeing different. And this is why I said, it doesn't take for you to tap into a forbidden book of knowledge and hoodoo voodoo. That shit that's stuff that we not supposed to know unless it comes to us naturally. Like, there are prophets that the Most High has. These are not demonic prophets, but they're anointed, through the Most High, and they have just as much as the same powers as someone that sold their soul to the devil for forbidden knowledge. You know what I'm saying? So there's that, and when you use your information for a higher purpose, then you already know that it's gonna make a positive impact, and that's how I was continually using everything that I did in my life towards positivity, trying to find out the messages and all of that. So, being homeless and having to try to figure out how to take care of your children and just being knocked off your square like all the time, you start to gain a talent for it. Which why now these little fucking measles that keep popping up, they acting like they're herpes. That I know they got permanent diseases and shit. That is what they act like. They're mimicking low vibrational characteristics, whereas though you can't even compare it to a child. Like, this is animal disease type. This is like an overgrowth of bacteria. That's what this legion of criminals that keep on try to, and they liars, like, they just keep coming up with fucking ridiculous ass fucking lies, like fucking liars. They want to act like herpes, but I'm disease free. Like, they act just like the motherfucking herpes that they have, or the diseases, the mental health. Like, it's so low vibrational. And so on my birthday, I will always be able to identify just, how great I am as a person, and how far I've came. I'm celebrating myself. I know I'm a great person. I'm a great mom. I'm a better friend. I would be a good daughter and a sister if, my family wasn't fucked up. But I started off being that. Like, I used to take my sisters Christmas shopping every fucking year. I used to make them stay the night at my house. And come on, y'all, I don't care. We waking up. I would cook Thanksgiving dinner and make them stay at my house, and we would go Black Friday shopping every year like they was my children. Like, I would get shit for the whole fucking family. Go shopping. They don't want to tell you about that shit. Them dents. Well, I'm not even, beefing with my younger, but the middle bitch, like, that hoe, she adopted her parasitic niggas, deprived and homeless and reckless, in and out of the institution lifestyle, and tried to make it hers in combination with mine. And she would never tell you, oh yeah, we used to go over our house every Thanksgiving, eat up the food, and then she would take us Christmas shopping, Black Friday shopping, on boat rides. She would do a lot of shit for us. I was a big sister, like, and it wasn't until these bitches got fucking weird, like, shit just started getting weird. She attached to some weird spawn of Satan and developed mental problems. Like, the whole time this bitch getting inclination and mental problems, like, they just developing. Like, everything she went through, she never healed from. It just became a mental fucking problem, and she blaming motherfuckers all around, like a disease. Like, how does this disease start? How did you get your ass beat so many times by Jade, your little sister? How did she demolish your ass? Why did she? Are you holding on to grudges from that? The times you got all them fists thrown in your face and your nose busted and blood everywhere, your ass getting beat to a pulp? Are you mad at that? Because those are not wounds that you should be coming at me for. Are you mad at, somebody else, like, giving you a lifelong disease? Are you mad at the nigga you with giving you a disease and shit that made you have to go to the hospital while he's still out here spreading that shit around like a dirty junkie? Like, he probably can meet his dad and probably continue with homeless life. Like this is where, like, he never knew his dad. He has a black mom. His white dad, this is where they probably would be best fucking friends. Him and his white dad could go around gang stalking and sniffing dope together and shit and doing cruddy shit to people behind the scenes for $20 gift cards, Target gift cards and shit. Like, this is what I feel. But these are the people that continuously want to target me while I'm being celebrated. All the while I'm watching them keep peeping in and out and shit. I'm being celebrated across the platform. So they probably never wanted this to happen to me today. But yeah. So, you know, my son was he had to go through everything I went through. I'm having my son young. I had him. I had weird sisters. They go and lying on me, telling my mother I said she jealous, which I don't even know why that would be a factor. Like, what the fuck is going on? I come in the house, she like, oh, mommy wants you. Next thing I know, my fucking nose getting busted. Like, I think my son wasn't even 6 months yet. My nose getting busted. Oh, you tell her, get the fuck out my house. You put me out the house as a new mother on the motherfucking streets, bitch. I'm a new mother. My son is a premature kid with a 12 and a fucking, 12 and 7-year-old sisters that can't do nothing, but they took care of him and they think that's why they fucking think these things. But this bitch Fonte, no. She called me, oh, you chosen. This how I know she was phony as shit. Or when I call her about my son, oh, you chosen. We know that and everything that you went through and all, like, she knows what's going on. So for her to sit up there and tell all these lies and now getting all these children to come and y'all gonna get in trouble. Like, y'all fucking with children. I knew it. And the guilt is making y'all having to make it seem like I'm a part of y'all. Like, why would I be doing everything y'all doing? I told you when y'all went to go leave, that's y'all journey. Go live that shit. That's your life. Just like if I was to go do something, that's my journey. I'm happy with living it. I don't need y'all to guide me. I'm a grown ass woman. I don't need y'all guidance. Like, I never did. Y'all the ones that self-ordained yourself to be pope and bishop and shit and going around trying to teach people shit when y'all the ones with the most mental health problems that need fucking help. So how the fuck you gonna teach somebody some shit? Like, that don't make sense. You teaching people your trauma. That's why everybody around you. That's why I was like, yo, why is her friends weird? Like, the bitches is dark. They weird. They insecure. Like, they want to get to know you and do shit to you. Like, this shit is, It's because they all reflected you. So, going through, you would think that high school was cool. I actually got pregnant in high school when I was in the 12th grade. My mom used to let my boyfriend come over, stay the night. I don't even know the type of the type of baby father I have. Fonte could have been fucking him. My mom could have been fucking him too. Like, I don't know what the fuck going on, how this shit all went, right? Because how he got locked up, he did some pedophilic shit. And honestly, we used to sit up there and smoke and drink and, as older teenagers, and Fonte was there. So I don't know what, she could have been into back then, but she was out there, young, out there with Clayton around the corner. So, hey, she was out there. Who knows what that girl could have did? But it was like, okay, why is it that no one's, helping me with shit? Like, then to the fact where you want my baby father to stay away. Like, we just freshly had a baby. You fussing with him, bitch, nigga, go on this, that, or the other. Like, who would want to keep their baby father, like their daughter baby father, away from the newborn? And it's a preemie and he need his father. Like, who would want to do that? When you, like, that's weird as shit. And then you put me out, bust my nose, because you said, Forte said, I was jealous of you because I wanted my baby outside with me. Like, it's weird. Put me out, bust me up, put me on the streets. That's how I fell and bust my teeth out, because I was dehydrated out that bitch walking around. And if I, like, I'm trying to get a job. I got a job at the Latin Palace being a server. Next thing you know, I'm dehydrated, bust my teeth out, trying to still work and maintain while these people collecting the check for my son. It used to be heartbreaking times. Like, when I did come back home, I was able to get a social service, or so I thought. I tried to apply for it so I could get food stamps and send him to daycare, and they would like pre-authorize the vouchers back then. And it was like this good ass daycare. I know it would have helped my son with what he needed, everything. Man, they approved everything. We went to did the tour. I went to go start, my program. My mother collecting, um, she collecting benefits for him. So I feel like that was the reason why she wanted me to get out. It was an extra income for her that I was going to benefit from because that's my fucking son. But she did never wanted me to benefit from shit. So she would put me out on the street, take my child, claim them on, social services or whatever, social services, get a check, and I'm on the fucking streets that benefit for my life. So it was like I was always the sacrificial goat in the family, which is why now that's whatever the fuck they been doing. Which is why now they feel like they could continue to do this shit, even in my age of, well, even in my measuring period of 41 Earth years on this planet. They still feel like they can narrate the things in my life. Like this bitch is popping up in like first thing in the morning. They up on my thing, ready to try to harass me and all of this shit. Like they have nothing you have absolutely nothing. Like you's a fucking bum losing trick. Like you and everybody that's helping, everybody that's involved. Y'all absolutely have nothing good going for y'all to try to even do this shit on my birthday. But I knew that y'all was going to try to do spells, hocus pocus. That shit is going to come back on you because it don't work. It's not working. You're powerless. It renders nothing. It amplifies nothing. No impact in my realm. You're shut down, baby. Okay? You're depleted of power. Your power will not return back to you. You can keep sending it. Send it as much as you want, but it will not come the fuck back. Trust me. Okay? Thank you, baby. So, I had to learn. Now that I know, yo, it's a hurtful thing to know that it seemed like a waste of fucking time. Because all this time it's like no relationships was really built in solidarity. Everything is fucking weak and fragile. You're like every relationship that I have is fucking weak. There's no substance behind it. The strongest relationship I did have was with my kids. And the more and more I think about it, where you attached to a bitch ass nigga like Dante Nixon, and he don't want to see somebody that he looked down upon, that he helped gang stalk to, be a better man than him. Of course he would motherfucking do everything to try to take my son off this planet. Which is why he couldn't take my son being a young 21-year-old, 22-year-old right now, being a chef or a carpenter or whatever he wanted to be, starting a family, being happy in us. Look at all the things that they doing right now to bring demise to me. Just think about if we happy over here, which we was, they looking all up in my business and shit. We happy over there. Them bitch ass niggas hating and shit from Phoenix, Arizona, mad. This nigga would have been mad, crushed. All the lies that he told on my son to make himself look good, that shit is catching up. So he would have never been able to live knowing my son would have been a better man than him. So yeah, to take him out of here. And I know this shit is connected because look at all the shit that they going through just to make shit stick. These motherfucking pathetic ass bitches deserve every fucking thing that's coming for them. And I declare that on my birthday today because y'all went through a lot of shit to try to bring me down. And now at 41 years old, I still stand strong. Even last night, the solar return, man, fuck you and your solar return. Cause that shit, it's gonna return, bitch. It's gonna return. The more plans that you making for everybody else, I hope you got some prepared for yourself. That's the biggest thing. Okay? So, I always was in a competitive arena. I was never really embraced by my mom to be like, oh, you're beautiful. She made it competitive with sisters that was 5 or 7 years younger than me. Oh, you gonna be jealous of Fonte. Never in my life was I ever jealous of that bitch. Never. I never was. But that was planted in my mind that I would be because she would have a bigger ass than me. They was validating ass back in the day, but that was my mother's own self-projection because she had a pancake. So maybe you was jealous of somebody that had a fatter ass or something. Don't put that shit on me. I wasn't even thinking about fat asses until, like, people started really talking about that shit. Yeah, I got teased from time to time, but I even had a kid when I was younger tell me I was fat. So, I mean, PHAT. So it's all about perception. It's all about perception. Is one person's rule, it does not define the whole motherfucking nation. It doesn't. And that's what people need to understand. Like, it just don't. So, you know, being in a competitive household, it always having to fuss and defend myself is why I come off so strong. Is why I sometimes I'm loud and wrong, but I'm always defensive because I'm always feeling like I'm being interrogated, or I gotta explain myself, or somebody looking at me in a way of look like and I know myself. I'm not a thief. I'm not a criminal. I'm not anybody like that. But sometimes I'll feel that way because of other people's projections. Like, they don't want me to be perfect. They want me to have, and I'm not saying I'm perfect, but I'm righteous. I don't go out of my way to do things that will land me in a criminal fucking, a criminal ring or just anything. Like, if I can, I just, like, I feel like you gotta go out your way to do shit wrong. Like, every day I live, there's nothing for me to do wrong. Like, because it's like, why would I? You know? If I go in the store, I got the money to pay for my stuff. I'm going in, I'm paying, I'm ordering, and I'm coming out. I'm having an experience. Like, I'm filming to get my money. Like, I got a daughter to take care of. What do I look like doing bum ass shit when I'm raising my daughter to break generational curses? I'm her influence. Everything I do, everything I say and project is what my daughter takes in. So it's to the point where now I don't have to beat shit in her head. I could just give her information. She takes that and makes the highest, best decisions. And some of these decisions is hard to, like, other people in their 20s and 30s is not making these decisions that my daughter making. So, yeah, my daughter is breaking generational curses, and I'm very proud of her. I love her. So when I see these bum ass people like coming up here trying to wish bad things on my daughter, I know that everything that they putting out towards us, that shit is coming back full swing. Full fucking swing. You probably feel tired and dried up right now. But the karma that's going to hit you, that's going to break you. Because your energy not coming back that you sending out, right? On top of your karma coming back, you're going to be broken as fuck. So everything that you put on people, and I'm not wishing this on you, I'm just saying this is what I know. This is how it's like, what goes up must come down. That's the law. That's how laws work. That's how spiritual laws work. Okay. Every time, and in fact, every time when I did say, these people are stalking and harassing me, and they have children, I would say somebody go check on the children. Their children need a wellness check. I never talked down on them because I knew that those children are probably in danger. And I still feel like that. It don't matter what you project to the out. I've seen you call your daughter a bitch. I've seen you be violent, like, with your own kids. So, and I've seen you talk to Fonte like shit. I've seen you some of the same ways, like, bitch, because I said so. I said what I said because I'm the man. I've seen you say some of them same things to her or about her. And it's so crazy because that comes from a broken nigga that got fucked up the butt early. Like, we know you're a man. We can see you're a male, right? Don't no man got to go around wearing a title that says, I'm a man. I do this. You do this. Like, you already know that nigga is trauma. You already know that he came from a place of hurt and butt breaking and bloody butts. Like, you already know that. So for you to have belief in somebody like that, that don't show power and strength. A man can be humble. A man can cry. A man can say what hurt him and what got him to a place of this and that when it comes to accountability, because that's what he going to take because he's righteous and divine. But these bum criminal niggas that self-proclaimed gods, they coming from a place of hurt, abuse, unaccountability. Like, they're not taking that. And so they continue to develop all of these ego problems, picking up big shit. Let me go pick up a 45-pound bag of sodas and show the people on the block that I'm strong. Urgh. Let me go walk around with tight stuff and show my jiggly muscles. Urgh. Like, you know, men, like, just like women don't have to go on and be like, but you see how, like, trannies, they have to be, girl, because I'm a bad bitch. Like, they have to tell people, they have to advertise their unorganic display of being an organic thing. And when you're not organic, you have to put a commercial on. You have to really, really act out the organism, the authenticity that you want to be. You have to act that shit out. It becomes a character because it's not natural. So that is what is walking around here. You got a whole bunch of these males attacking me that's doing that, you know? So I'm guessing, I'm assuming the whole time, you know, I'm accumulating life, I'm creating music, I'm having friends. I got this stepsister that has probably been jealous of me the whole time, has probably felt entitled to my life. And I kind of blame that on my mom because I could tell she talked shit so bad about me. And I know she did. I used to wake up hearing them talk shit about me. Then on top of that, I know she talked shit about me real bad to her friends, like Zakia, Crystal, all of them, especially like when I used to be living in the projects and stuff. She talked bad. Like, I remember walking to the car, they laughing at me and shit, and then try to act like, oh, hey, I don't know what they was talking about, but I know they was talking about me. So a lot of the ways people treated me was fake and phony, and on the expense of my mother talking shit about me. My sisters or whatever, them too. Like, they in their mind they could treat me whatever way, but they would go out their way, right? These is 5 or 7 years younger. They would act like they got control in my life, but then they need help like a bitch. They would not help. They would not ask me for help for shit. It's like she trained them, or they made in their mind, I'm not going to ask her for help so that she can never say that she helped me. So they would get my mother to call me to ask, like, and then be like, well, mommy asked you, not me. No, good and well, y'all wanted my help, because if that was the case, go find it somewhere else. And that's how I should have carried it. But because I was a child that was beat and always made to be a child, I was never told or embraced into my adulthood. I had to literally break into that shit myself. I had to realize how other adults act, how so I could start standing up for myself, because she took that away from me. Like, she knew I would have been reckless, like reckless. I wouldn't have not took shit. I was a rumbler. I was a fucking, like, I would have not took as much shit growing up as the fuck was given to me. And the fact that she broke me young and told me, oh, I didn't want you to know how to fight. Oh yeah. It makes sense, because I probably would have fucking been for her ass. I probably would have been, and I would have been reckless and not how it was when I was old enough to think about it and not do it. So she probably knew she would have been on a receiving end of that. I don't know, because it's like, why wouldn't you want your daughter? Like, that's the first thing I want my daughter to know. I would never want my daughter to get done dirty. I want her to be able to defend herself, take a nigga down if she needs to. So for that to be said to me is kind of weird. Like, they always tried to keep me down, and it didn't prepare me for the rough life that I had. So I really feel like I was not supposed to be here according to these people. Like, these people always had a plan of premature expiration for me, or me being in some type of, because I used to be like, I used to feel stupid, and I knew I wasn't. I knew I was intelligent, but why am I feeling dumb? Like, I don't know if these people was putting shit in my food. Because if I look at it, my grandmother had dementia. When her mom died, she wouldn't eat. She was thinking people was putting shit in her food. This cycle of evil in the family and people doing shit in secret to people is very, very generational. And it's through my mom's side, because I could see the pattern. I could see the pattern. I could see another pattern through my dad's side, but that's a whole nother story, because, I met them later on, like when I was 12, and that's a whole nother story. That was another whole type of exploitation for me. My whole life was exploitation, you know? So my goals from this point in my life and beyond is to live the life that I want. Cancel all plans of action, all spells, voodoo, curses, altars, sigils, hoodoo bags, mumbo jumbo, honey jars, whatever, that freezer jars and spells that people have on me, pictures. May that shit be null and void today. I declare it null and void. I bind it up. I declare and decree that your magic is powerless. It's just as powerless as a puff of powder. I declare and decree that me, my daughter, my son, and anything that I own with my genetic code or I've paid for with tangible currency on this 3D earth belongs to me, and it is barricaded and blockaded, and it is impenetrable by anyone unless you are the God of all gods, Yahweh. Unless you are in my coven, Yahshua. You can come into anything that I have. But other than that, no one can get away. You will be deaf, dumb, blind, and mute if you try to come into my energy or anything that belongs to me unwelcome. If I don't welcome you into my energy and you pry into it, you will become deaf, dumb, blind, and mute. Your energy will be depleted. It will not return. Only the energy that will cause you to continue to be scatterbug will return back to you, which will encourage you to heal. If you do not heal, you will continue to manifest in the degenerate, deprived, non-rational person that you becoming until you deteriorate in whatever ways that the Most High sees. And I declare that over my life. I declare prosper and success and independence and positivity, harmony, peace, justice being served, exposure, all of these things over my life that makes it great and enhances my life. Protection on the spiritual realm, protection in the 3D, love, genuine love, people around me that's around me that really love me and care about me. I declare and decree that over my life. I call that over my life because that's what's for me. My daughter will continue to break generational curses as I continue to live out my purpose and be blessed by the Most High Yahweh. I will continue to help people in His eyes because He knows. I will continue, and y'all keep calling my phone, sending these little spam calls every time I'm talking. Y'all not breaking up my prayers. I bind and I cancel every plan of distraction. Anything that's sent to me as a distraction, may the sender be met with an equal distraction, with an equal person with the same energy that they sending out. May they be distracted by someone as equal as they are. May that take up their brain space. May their own problems take up their brain space. May their own life take up their brain space so that they won't have time to monitor me anymore. And I mean from the four corners of the earth, any country from America all the way over to Jamaica to India to Mexico. May anybody that has idle time to watch me and to try to make decisions in my life that the Most High didn't make, may they trying to manipulate my life or anything going on in my life, may they be met with confusion. May they be met with their responsibilities being dominant in their life and taking up so much time that they don't have time to focus on nothing else but what's around them. May they be cast with their own spells. And with that being said, I will continue to have a good day. I'm going to have my breakfast because I think I need that before I go in there to court because I ain't trying to have my stomach rumbling. Okay, but have a good day, y'all, and remember, it is your girl Trishana Dandridge Day. And on that note, have a good day. I know I did not finish my story the way I was supposed to, but I got it off the way I needed to. So yeah, this is the day that the